Can you guys hear me now? It should be good now. Okay, cool. Yeah, what I was saying is we got another fun night tonight. Obviously, some more Leagues Cup matches. Looks like MLS is having another good night against Liga MX teams. The only one that looks like they're in jeopardy of losing is Juarez beating FC Dallas. It's currently 1-0 in the 51st minute. And DC United, what about them beating Santos Laguna 3-0 today? That's kind of a crazy result, right? And Charlotte just beat Cruz Azul on penalties. Not looking too bad. Now the question is a lot of people are wondering how serious Liga MX teams are currently taking this tournament. We are. This is match day 2 of 3 in the group stage. I'd like to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that you think MLS or Liga MX teams are taking this tournament serious, or do you think that they're just ready to get it over with and head back to Mexico? Got a couple comments. Let's see. What is your thoughts on tonight's game, and what do you think about Leagues Cup so far? Yeah, tonight's game should be interesting. Obviously, the Earthquakes beat Chivas the other night, which was a shocking, was a pretty shocking performance in my estimation. I didn't think they were going to win. And Galaxy are the best team in the West right now, right? Number one in the Western Conference. So it should be interesting to see what happens and how seriously they take this game. I think the Galaxy are probably favored in this game, but it will be interesting. I'll see what San Jose can do. See if they can recreate what they did against Chivas in the first game. Brandon says, I want to win a jersey. Yep, me too, man. Me too. We'll be announcing the jersey giveaway tomorrow for the partnership we had with World Soccer Shop. So just stay tuned. We'll be announcing that tomorrow afternoon. The winner of the World Soccer Shop giveaway of the Leo Messi Inter Miami home kit. Roller says Liga MX coaches must have had a meeting before the Leagues Cup started, all agreeing that this tournament didn't matter to them. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like that, right? I mean, there's a lot of teams that are look like they're just kind of out of it, right? They're not really trying in this match, and they just kind of look like they don't really care about Leagues Cup, and like they're just going through the motions, and that they wouldn't be heartbroken about an early exit from Leagues Cup. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and see how many Liga MX teams actually advance in this tournament. I did an episode today with Max Bredos talking about Leagues Cup, and we talked about what's going to happen if there are only 5 or 6 Liga MX teams that advance the next round. That would be really bad for the tournament, right? That'd be really bad for the credibility of the tournament. So be interesting to see if teams turn it up and see how many of them end up advancing to the knockout round. They want to keep going on with their season. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not looking like Liga MX teams are really taking it too serious. I haven't done the tally for tonight on the record, but I think that just a rough estimate math, I think that Liga MX or MLS is winning over Liga MX like 10-4 right now, 11-4 in all their matchups. So not off to a good start. Brandon Bierman says it's their preseason tournament and it shows that they ain't even trying out there half the time. Yeah, no, it looks like that. Did you see that play I shared against Austin FC in Monterey, where the defense was just kind of jogging back, didn't really even care if he scored. They weren't trying to mark their man. It looked like they were just completely checked out. And yeah, it just doesn't look good. Looks like there's a lot of teams that just don't really care right now, which is bad for the tournament, right? Don Garber said that we needed to prioritize this tournament over US Open Cup. Looks like Liga MX teams aren't prioritizing this tournament. Leagues Cup is just a trophy for MLS because Champions Cup is where Liga MX shows up. Yeah, Liga or CONCACAF Champions Cup is definitely the more important definitely the more important trophy. And I couldn't agree with you more. It's the more important trophy. I don't think they really care about this. This isn't the one for the bragging rights, because it's all played here. LAFC last night, cool comeback, but absolutely disappointing the first 80 minutes. Yeah, but that's the crazy thing about LAFC is that they're so good that even when they have a bad 80 minutes and they look like they're going to lose, they have the capability of coming back and winning or winning on PKs. So that's just what makes them so dangerous is even when they look like they're out of it, they're still able to possibly win. That's a scary thing. And then obviously if they get Griezmann, it's going to be even more scary. Also, guys, make sure you thumbs up, like the show, share with a friend. Let's try to grow this as big as we can tonight. The more, the merrier. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I mentioned earlier we are doing a jersey giveaway. We're announcing tomorrow the winner of the World Soccer Shop jersey giveaway. Inter Miami home Messi kit. We'll be announcing a winner tomorrow at probably around like 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern time. So just make sure you look out for that. Roller says, bring Giroud. Right now, what happened last night can't happen in the knockouts because they won't always be so lucky. Yeah, no, I agree. They got to play better. It kind of makes you wonder a little bit about the whole Steve Cherundolo rumors, if that's kind of gotten around and maybe players are checked out or not focusing because they have heard the rumblings about the coaching rumors. I don't know if that's what's affecting them, but they something was definitely off last night. They're missing a couple of their key pieces that they're adding. Like they haven't had Giroud, they haven't had O'Brien yet. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. See how that changes the team and how much better they'll be. Begotten says Leagues Cup is an interesting competition. Just saw Cruz Azul. They dominated Charlotte and lost on penalties. Yeah, I didn't actually get to catch that game, but I did see that it went down to the wire and that Charlotte won on penalties. But you see, that's the thing. It's like teams like Cruz Azul and all these Monterey on the verge of being knocked out is bad for this competition. Are you guys gonna? I don't know how many of you guys are Liga MX fans more than you are MLS fans, but how many of you are going to tune out of this if they stop or Liga MX teams gets eliminated? Like this is just a glorified MLS tournament at that time, at that point. So how many of you are going to tune out completely of this tournament if MLS teams knock out Liga MX teams and make it irrelevant? I mean, does that make it irrelevant to you guys? Cesar Vasquez says, I think they should rotate every year. Next year should be all played in Mexico. It'll only be fair for Liga MX. Yeah, I agree 100%. They probably won't ever do that because there's just too much money to be made in MLS or in America because of the Liga MX fans that are here in America. They're able to go watch their team play. It would be nice to see what would happen at least one year to see how MLS teams would perform in Mexico and see what they could do. I don't know if we'll ever actually get that to happen, but it'd be interesting to see if that did happen. What would the results be? Would MLS get embarrassed like Liga MX is getting embarrassed this year, or would they actually be able to perform pretty well? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, right? Just to know what the circumstances would be if they did do that tournament. Obviously, MLS has a numbers advantage. They have 29 teams. Liga MX has 18 teams. So just by a numbers game, they're going to have some teams advance to the knockout round, even if they suck. I actually like Leagues Cup. It's fun to see. It is fun to see. It especially was fun last year. But the problem is that it doesn't have as much interest this year because of that Messi factor is no longer like in play with this tournament. A lot of people were just tuning in to see how Messi would look for Miami. They were tuning in to see what the tournament would look like in general because there hasn't really ever been a tournament like this where you have two whole leagues playing in a World Cup format tournament. So a lot of people's interest was piqued just to see what that would look like. And I definitely I've talked about this a lot, but do you guys think the buzz has kind of died down a little bit for this tournament compared to last year? Because I think it has. I don't think this tournament has nearly as much buzz as it did last season. Like it's way down, way down. Begotten says, I also think that people underestimate that for Mexican teams, it's actually playing away. Although some clubs from Mexico will fill stadiums, it's still playing away. So you're saying that Mexican teams, even though they're filling the American stadiums, that they're still playing away? Yeah, I was talking to my good friend Favi Rankel earlier today on the phone when I was on my way home, and we were talking about Pachuca. If Pachuca wins and advances to the knockout round, their home stadium is going to be Inter Miami's home stadium. So even if they are technically the host team or the home team and they end up playing Miami, they're still going to be playing at Miami. So it's just hard to say someone has a home field or that's their home. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not really their home stadium. It's just kind of like their de facto home stadium. And that's why I think they should honestly give these teams their own, not necessarily city, but like he said earlier, like Monterey, right? They would play in maybe like in Texas, they would play at like Cowboy Stadium or NRG Stadium. Like that would be their home stadium. Not playing at the Houston Dynamo Stadium, not playing at FC Dallas Stadium, like giving them their own home stadium. So that way it actually feels like they have their own home field advantage for whatever it is, instead of having, like, if Pachuca plays Miami and they're considered the home team at Miami, it's not really the home team. They're playing at Miami Stadium. It makes no sense. I support both leagues as a Mexican American. Mexican teams need to step up, however. With only one game, it changes the mentality. When you play in CONCACAF, two matches changes the approach. Like you're saying, when you play in the Champions League, just like how much like the stakes are higher. Is that what you're saying? I mean, that makes sense, honestly. If that's, I see what you're saying. I'd like you to follow up and tell me what you like, kind of expand on that. One sec. Roller says Ricky Puig class tonight. Yeah, Ricky Puig is the man. Ricky Puig is the guy. He is one of the best players in MLS, top three, top five, around that range. Huge Ricky Puig believer. Um, Glad he's staying in MLS, and we need more players of his quality in MLS to make this league better. Right? I love Ricky Puig, especially getting him on a free transfer from Barcelona. Great business. And look what happens when he's actually got some talent around him. Look how much better the team is playing. Way better. Gabriel Pec, Joseph Paintsil. Um, Obviously, um, Joveljic is playing better this year when he's healthy. Sam says, I feel similar to last year personally. So you think this is the same momentum as last year? Like you think this is like just as good as last year's Leagues Cup? That's interesting. I like to Can you expand on like why you think that? I mean, I think it's completely different. Um, I don't think it's the same, honestly. Not yet, at least. What would you do different to make this tournament better, or would you get rid of it altogether? Well, I honestly think that it shouldn't be tied into like the Champions League, like the CONCACAF Champions Cup, like the three top finishers. I would honestly like to see it be something more like the top 8 teams from MLS, the top 8 teams from Liga MX, the top 8 teams from Argentina, the top 8 teams from Brazil play in a World Cup style tournament, 32 teams, and then they every 4 years they rotate between Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, and the US. That would be exciting. That would be something that would get a lot of people excited, and I think it would actually enhance the quality of play. I just think if you do this every year, it's going to get boring. Like the World Cup is a perfect example. Like the World Cup would not be special if it happened every single year. This just doesn't have, it's a novelty item. It just doesn't have, it's nothing special because it happens every single year, or that's at least what they're wanting it, the way they're wanting it to be. What's funny is that I see less hype for this year than last year, but MLS are saying that they are had their biggest attendance this year so far for Leagues Cup. Yeah, that's true. The attendance is good, but I mean, what does attendance really matter? It's more about the viewership, right? I mean, they are making money off ticket sales, but they need people to be watching too. Apple TV needs to make money. Apple TV is not making money off of people going to the games. So that I find it hard to believe that the attendance might be up, but the viewership has to be down. I believe that's probably how it is right now. For example, teams from Liga MX have been pretty bad when it comes to penalty shootouts. Only Pachuca won in a shootout. Like 3 or 4 other shutouts between Liga MX and MLS have been won by MLS. Yeah, I mean it's just some bad luck by Liga MX so far, honestly. In the CONCACAF Champions League, I could see Charlotte drawing Cruz Azul or even winning by 1 goal, but in the return leg, I could easily see Cruz Azul win by 2 or 3 goals. Yeah, I mean MLS teams struggle. They struggle pretty badly on the road in Mexico. They always have until this year when you know Columbus did something we had never seen before, running the gauntlet of beating Monterrey on the road, beating Tigres on the road. It was pretty nice to see for once. You know, it was quite the spectacle. Not something that happens too often in MLS. Also, hey guys, make sure you like the show, give it a thumbs up down below, and also share with a friend. We're trying to grow the audience as much as we can tonight. The more, the merrier. Should be a fun night answering all your questions and watching the LA Galaxy and Earthquakes. Give me a score prediction on who you think will win. Also, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Last I checked, we were 34 subscribers away from 4K. So close to 4K. I can taste it. I can't wait to hit 4K. It's a huge achievement for the channel. So make sure you share this with a friend. Tell your friends to subscribe, like the channel, and we're going to be doing several more of these in the next couple of days. So I'll be looking forward to that. Sam says, yeah, I'm not sure about the hype for the whole tournament. Just personally, I feel as invested as interesting. Sam, do you have a team? Like who's the team you support? Or are you just a general fan of MLS? Caesar says top 4 in the East, top 4 in the West, or just 8 best in general. I say just 8 best in general, not top 4 East, top 4 West, just the top 8 teams in the entire league participate in the tournament. So the game starts. It was supposed to start at 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 Eastern time, but it's a little delayed. It's always delayed here. It's about to kick off right now. I'll actually put that up for you guys so you can follow the score. Give me one sec. Okay, here we go. There we go. I also feel my fellow Mexicans don't give respect to the MLS clubs. They have massively improved. Columbus eliminated both Monterrey and Tigres. That was huge. Yeah, it was huge. And that is something that MLS teams never would have done back in the past. They would have gotten embarrassed and would have been bounced early on. That is a huge improvement. It's not where we need to be, but that is definitely that's a step in the right direction. 100%. But then when attendance is low, it's a stinker. League's Cup is cooked after the first after yeah. I don't know. It's just like I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I felt like after the high of League's Cup last year, I kind of lost interest in the regular season afterwards. It was just so good. It was kind of like the remainder of the MLS season was kind of boring. I don't know, just what didn't hit the same until the playoffs. It just kind of felt like, oh man, how are you supposed to top that? How crazy that finish was in the in League's Cup. T Max says attendance brings in more money and is more beneficial for teams and viewership as things stand. But yes, agreed, viewership is likely down. Yeah, and that's the thing, T Mac, is that I agree. The revenue from the merchandise and ticket sales is going to make the clubs more money, but you got to keep Apple happy. They got to have people subscribing. They got to have people viewing in because MLS, even though they have a 10-year deal, Apple has an opt out in the contract. So if they're not content with what's going on, they can just say, okay, well, hey, see ya. Good luck. We're done. We're going to try something else. We're going to go bid for the Premier League TV rights in a couple years or the Bundesliga or some other league. I think what do I think about Cucho manhandling Aston Villa? I think it was good for him. I'd be curious to see what he does, and if he ends up getting sold. There was some rumors saying that he might be sold, and that's been a debate on like what they think he'll be sold for. Someone said $25 million. I don't think there's any way in hell that Cucho Hernandez is going for 25 million. Do you guys, the chat, all you guys watch MLS? What do you guys realistically think Cucho Hernandez is going to be sold for if he gets sold? Like a realistic number. What do you think Columbus would end up selling Cucho Hernandez for? MLS is always late. Yep, they always are late. They're never on time. That's why I actually started the stream like close to 10 minutes late tonight because I knew that they would be late starting the game up. Yoshida. Looks like they have Joseph Paintsville playing up top. That's interesting. I know Fagundes, Diego Fagundes, when he plays for the Galaxy, I think they're actually undefeated, which is kind of crazy. Been a really good signing for the LA Galaxy as well. Joseph Paintsville, very good signing. It's the type of signing a lot of other teams. Here's my boy Gabriel Pec, one of the best players in the league. I feel like alone Miami might be satisfying Apple TV, even with it being the second year of the Messi show. Possibly. Unknown Revival says he thinks Cucho Hernandez would go for 15 million. Roller thinks maybe 17 or 18. I don't see him being 20 million. Caesar says 15 to 20. Yeah, I just don't see how people are going to spend more than like maybe 15 million on a 25-year-old striker. I mean, he's very good, but I'd like to see a little bit more consistency from Cucho Hernandez. I don't even so he came to MLS in 2022 from Watford, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that the best season he's had in MLS, obviously 2022, he only played half a season. So he had 16 goals last year. He's got 13 so far this year. I'm curious to see if he'll be able to break 20 goals this year for the first time. That'd be interesting to see if he can do that. I'm gonna turn this game volume a little bit. You guys can hear it. Let's see.
What should have been him getting a look at goal. But he does do a lot of thankless running off the ball, puts himself into dangerous positions. But now he's got to find a way to finish off.
There we go.
On a more consistent.
Can you guys hear the game too? I got it like kind of turned down a little bit. I don't. Last time we were streaming, I listened to it, or someone had told me that they could hear a little bit of the game volume, but I don't want to get obviously copyright strike or anything like that. Pepe went for 20 million. Was younger than Cucho. Yeah, Pepe. A lot of people pay for potential. You know, they even if the player might not be as good or polished at the moment, you know, you're paying for the prospect of like what they could be. And Pepe, you know, obviously had a really good season in 2022, and made him a very attractive player for a lot of teams. And you know, 20 million is pretty good for Pepe at Augsburg. Be curious to see what he can do at PSV this year. Ooh. We don't need another Vitor situation with Cucho where Barca paid 50 for him. I don't think he's had over 10 starts since the signing last year. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see what happens. He's reportedly going to a Saudi team. It'd be interesting to see what happens with him. You know, I'm a huge Barca fan. That's really sad. They're giving up on him that soon, and you know, it's not seeing what happens. He's only like 19 years old. I think Cucho should spend a few more years in MLS, up the stats, trophies, and then branch out. Yeah, but the problem is he's 25 years old, so you got to strike while the iron's hot. If someone's willing to pay for him now, you got to sell him. I mean, the older you get, the more his value is going to go down, especially in MLS. So I understand why they would want to sell him now if that offer comes. But you know, they just lost Tim Bespachenko, which is like one of the best guys in the front offices in MLS, running a team. And I don't know if we trust them to replace him. Who are they going to replace him with? It's kind of like why Nashville didn't sell Hani Mukhtar, even though Hani Mukhtar is a little older. But that's why they didn't sell Hani Mukhtar, because who's going to replace him? 1-3. Resultado. Not sure. Thoughts on Jones to Columbus? Day one Jones. I mean, it's interesting. I think I was talking to someone earlier. They were saying that they thought that that Columbus has a couple other things up their sleeve. They're gonna make a couple other additions. So I'll be curious to see what else they're gonna do. And I mean, I think they're making a serious run. They know what's coming. They're trying to reinforce the team and trying to make a run because you know the Galaxy, Inter Miami, all these teams are stacking up, and they're going to try to. Oh, Yamane! Oh, what a save! Yarbrough. Oh, two good saves by Yarbrough. Peck missed the header, and then Puig missed the rebound. That's crazy. Wow, is he hurt though? Wow, dude. I mean that shot by Puig was a rocket to the head. Jesus. Got to see the replay on this. So Peck was onside. Good save. Dude, Puig just sent a rocket to his face. Oh my God. Jesus. Did you guys see that? Dude, Puig just literally rocketed into his head. Oh my God. Is he throwing up? Dude, that had to hurt. Jesus. That was crazy. Here we go. Get up. Ooh, like right in the jaw. Dude, I'm surprised I didn't knock him out. Holy shit. That's crazy. Cosmic Jojo says Liga MX don't care about the league. What's happening to my league? Are you saying that they just don't care about? I don't think they care about Leagues Cup because they're ready to go back to Mexico. I don't think it's anything to do with their quality. Hey, also, guys, make sure you like this video down below. Share with a friend. We're trying to grow the audience. Also, subscribe if you're new. We are, I think, 34 subscribers away from 4,000. So make sure you subscribe. We're trying to hit that goal by tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get very close and end up reaching that. Sign Vitor to replace Cucho. Yeah, I don't think they got the money for that. Derek says Revs are cooked, don't you think? Yeah, I've been thinking they've been cooked for a while now. You know, Caleb Porter, I thought was a good manager, but I don't know. It just hasn't really. The Bruce Arena curse is real. Like after all that happened last year, the team has never been the same. And Carlos Hill needs help, and you know, Vrioni has been inconsistent ever since they lost Butska. They haven't really been the same either. And Gustavo Bo, obviously they miss him as well. Just a lot of you know, disappointment in the last year from the New England Revolution. I thought Daywan was going to Europe. Yeah, I guess he's not going now. He's gonna go play for Wilfred Nancy and be curious to see what he can do. See what he can do with the crew. It should be interesting. Yeah, sorry, talking about Leagues Cup, just not seeing quality from Liga MX. Hopefully, the bigger teams bring in the fire, but so far it's been sad to see. Yeah, I mean, it honestly seems like they don't care. It seems like they're just kind of checked out. Seems like they're ready to go back to Mexico, honestly. That's the way it seems to me, at least. It seems like they don't want to be in this tournament, and that they can't say anything negatively about the tournament because I think they're going to be fined $25,000 if they say if anybody says anything negative about this tournament. MLS, Liga MX side, either one, they get fined, I think, $25,000. So I think they're just going through the motions, see what happens, and then after, you know, just they're playing the games, they're not really trying. And Ricky Pooch, what are you doing, man? And then they're just gonna casually have an early exit and go back to Mexico. Problem is, though, is they're not gonna play a game for 3 weeks, 4 weeks if they do that.
I'm sure if I rack my brain, I could think of someone who's similar and broke out of him. But what I love about Ricky Pooch is his persistence. You know how
Ricky Pooch, 8 goals, 11 assists this year in MLS. Ricky Pooch is the type of player that MLS needs to attract and get more of. It just sucks. I don't know what you guys think. You know, all you MLS fans out there, it just sucks that you can only really have 3 players of that quality, and then you have a bunch of teams that you have. Well, the TAM players are not bad, but they're not nearly as good. And it's limited what you can sign with them. I mean, imagine if a team could have like 4, 5, 6 Ricky Pooches on one team. How much better that would be. I didn't even see what the attendance looked like for this game. They're playing it at PayPal Park, I think it's what it's called still. I'm curious to see how many people actually went to this game. All the Mexican punditry seem to hate this tournament. A lot of teams look at this as preseason. Yeah, no, I heard that as well today. I heard that they, you know, some people in the Mexican media were saying that they look like there was teams that didn't care. They're ready to go back to Mexico. That they're here so they don't get fined. They don't care if they win or lose. They're just, you know, they're here because they're obligated to be here. There we go, Gabriel Pec. Is Gabriel Pec the best young player in MLS? In your guys' opinion, is he the best? Is Gabriel Pec the best young player in Major League Soccer? And if he's not, who is? Curious what you guys think about that. And if you're wondering what I would consider young, I'd say 23 or younger. If you're that I would consider that 23 or younger. Ooh, jet pass that flick. This dude's crazy. To be fair, we haven't seen Club America smoke teams yet. Yeah, but will we see them smoke any teams? To be determined. To be determined. Who would you rate higher, Gabriel Pec or Diego Gomez, who is just sold for 15 million? I would rate Gabriel Pec higher. I think Gabriel Pec has the chance to be the most expensive player in MLS history. I think Gabriel Pec could break Miguel Almiron's record in 2019 when he sold to Newcastle for 27 million euros, I think. I think he has a chance to break that record because of just look at his dribbling, man. His control at the ball. Look, he's cooking guys right now as we speak. He can dribble, he can pass, he can score. I mean, he's fast. He does it all. He's amazing. I do rate Diego Gomez higher than Thiago Almada, though. I do rate him higher than him. Club America is more concerned with their domestic trophy this winter than MLS tournament. Yeah, see, that's another thing too that me and Fabi were talking about earlier was that when Monterrey tried to win this last year, they were just so gassed that they were terrible when they got back to league play. They didn't do very well, and the winter, the fall/winter portion of their season, they did terrible. Monterrey did. So, I mean, this tournament, it's playing all these games in 1 month is crazy. Especially, for just starting your season, you're already gassed. Huck says, Vamos LA. I'm assuming LA Galaxy. Oh, what a save. Bobacy's had a terrible run lately. I guess that wasn't a Bobacy. That was the winger, Allegrini, I think, maybe. Or Pellegrini. Where did Gabriel Pec get bought from? He actually played for Vasco da Gama in Brazil. They paid like 12 million for him. And that's the type of players we need. We need more Gabriel Pecs in this league. No joke. I'm dead serious. I'm not just saying this. I think Gabriel Pec has a chance to be the most expensive MLS player in history. Like he could be sold. No joke. He could honestly be sold for maybe 35, 40 million when it's all said and done. If he keeps up what he's doing, and if the Galaxy end up winning a trophy or make a deep run in the playoffs, I honest to God think that Gabriel Pec can end up being sold for like 35, 40 million. He's that good. He is that good. He's insane. Yeah, that was a great save. Look at Joseph Painsel's. Oh my God, look at the pace. Oh, Peck, Cook. They're just toying with him right now. Matty Bogusz, huh? That's interesting. So you think Matty Bogusz is better than Gabriel Pec? Ooh, Peck, close. Is that deflected? I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you guys think? Matty Bogusz or Gabriel Pec? Who's the better young player? Now, to be fair, Matty Bogusz, I think, is younger than I think he's younger than Gabriel Pec by like maybe a year. What teams would pay over 25 million for him though? La Liga, Premier League, maybe Saudi. They like to give bags around. Yeah, I would say maybe like a Premier League team or maybe a La Liga team. I mean, he's just got unreal pace. Like, Almiron was very pacey, And I honestly thought Almiron was going to struggle with the Premier League's physicality because of him being a smaller player, but he did. He actually found his way, and actually he's had a pretty decent career at Newcastle. I think Peck could end up being better than him. I'm a big Peck believer. It's funny. I got a friend, my friend Nick at the Voices of Black and Gold. He didn't think that he wasn't too high on Peck, but I've seen him play, and it's interesting that so many people were kind of like low on him, but I think he's really good. Really, Matty Bogusz over Peck. Listen. I think Matty Bogusz is very good. Oh, what a save! Oh my God, what a terrible deflection. Who was that? Who was that on the rebound? If Bobasay can't buy a goal right now, he's been terrible. Why are defenses so bad in MLS? I mean, just the marking and the effort is just insanely bad. Is there supposed to be a mini championship where CONCACAF Champions League finalists play the Libertadores champions or South American? Yeah, I've heard something about that. Like the champions are supposed to play, but I really haven't heard anything else about it. I don't know if they've announced anything officially about when that would be set up. It'd be nice if we merged Champions Leagues and we just had one giant Champions League. It'd be nicer. It would help make all the leagues better. Send him to Girona. I'm not being funny, so he could be a difference maker for them in the Liga. They had a good run last season. Yeah, but I think the financial fair play rules prevent them from spending so much. I don't know exactly what their situation is, but I don't even know if they would necessarily be able to afford him unless they sold a bunch of players, which it looks like they might. I think they'd have to end up selling some players to do that. They would pay 25 plus million for him. Yeah, I mean, I really think that could happen. I really think eventually we will see an MLS player be sold for a pretty staggering amount. I think he could be the first one. These saves are incredible. It's been some pretty good goalkeeping, some very bad defending so far, and honestly some disappointing finishing. But pretty good saving, pretty good saves. I'm also kind of biased because I'm a massive LAFC fan, but I mean, look at his recent performances. Yeah, Matty Bogusz is very good. I've been high on him for a while. Very sad he didn't get a call up to the Polish national team for the Euros. He definitely deserved it, and I'll be interested to see if they end up selling him LAFC this summer, especially if they get Griezmann. A lot of people think that he'll be the first one to be sold if they do, and that they'll probably end up keeping Kike Oliveira. Oh, that was close. Damn, that was close. Ricky Puig was like maybe a couple inches too high on the shot. This team is just smooth. They're just playing very nice together. There's a lot of chemistry between this Galaxy team. Looking really good. I mean, it looks like there's going to be some goals tonight. I mean, just the way that they're playing so far. So what? I haven't checked yet. Let's see what the final scores. Has the Juarez and FC Dallas game ended? So it's about to end. It's 2-0 Juarez over FC Dallas. And I guess it's Mazatlan. They're beating Nashville 2-0. Tigres is tied with Puebla. So it looks like tonight was 2-2. It's going to be a 2-2 night with Liga MX and MLS teams. So that would bring the total at, let's see what the total would be. I want to say it's 9-4. Let me just double check. 9-4. What am I talking about? It's a 12-4. Wow. Much better day for Liga MX teams. Much better day. Maybe we'll see a turnaround. San Jose are doing better than they have in the league in the LA Galaxy. Are you saying that they're doing? Oh, okay, okay. So they're doing better against. So you're saying they're doing better against the Galaxy than they do in the league? Yeah, I mean they beat Chivas the other night, which was a very impressive win. Because San Jose's team isn't necessarily star-studded. What a bad giveaway! What a bad giveaway! Come on. Oh. How much do teams receive for winning each game? I feel like there's a decent chunk of change that's supposed to be rewarded. I'm not sure. I think the winner wins like 5 million. Let me look that up real quick and see what the prize. I'm assuming you mean Leagues Cup. I don't know if you win money if you just make it out of the group stage. Let me see what the prize. I know that they raised it up. So there's a total of 40 million in Leagues Cup given out. 40 million. And I'm reading this article. So 207 million is given up in Copa Libertadores out. That's crazy. 2.6 billion in UEFA Champions League. That's nuts. So the first place winner gets $2 million. I'm sorry. So if you win, you get 1.3 million, and all the money you've gotten in the tournament for finishing first place, like moving up the ladder, you end up with $2 million. The first place winner does in Leagues Cup from winning through all the matches. You get $2 million, which is really not that much money when you think about it. He had a stroke right in that. Very good, man. 5 million is definitely a good amount. Yeah, I wish it was 5 million. It's actually 2 million, man. It's terrible. That's for all the games. If you win all the games, you get $2 million. That's pretty bad, honestly. It's really bad. A lot lower than I thought it was. Maybe it's the CONCACAF Champions Cup that got a buff in money. Maybe that's what winner. I'm look that up real quick. Okay, so it's CONCACAF Champions Cup. The CONCACAF Champions Cup winner gets $5 million. That's not bad, honestly. That's better than this. Honestly, this feels like a tournament this right here, I think we can all agree was the most popular thing the MLS did last year was the Leagues Cup by far. More popular than the playoffs, more popular than the regular season, more popular than the All-Star game. This was the most popular thing that Apple TV and MLS had last year. And it's just to think that this is the most important thing. You would think this would make a lot of money just based on what it is, but it was baked into the. Ooh, that's almost Paint's almost finished a header. It's baked into the cake of the original deal, so they're not really making any extra money off this. They're not making any extra money off this. This is all included into the to the 250 million annual deal, which, by the way, is looking worse and worse as time goes on. That deal is not looking good. You saw the WNBA deal? Not good. let's say LAFC picks up Griezmann. How long do you think he stays with the team? Let's see. Griezmann is 32, almost 33. He will probably stay at least 2.5 years, maybe 3.5 years. I'd say he'll play the rest of this year and at least through 2026, and then he might play in 2027. But he's at least going to play through the World Cup year, I would say. Does anyone know how much winning? Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. He could stay 2 or 3 years. Yeah, Griezmann. Yeah, I think he's got two. I mean, he's still really good. I mean, he's only 32. He had the best season of his career, arguably, at Atletico. So I think that he could easily stay 2, 3, maybe even 4 years at LAFC, and he'll obviously been enjoying himself and enjoying the American culture, going to watch basketball games, baseball games, football games. He'll be having a good time. Any other big players coming to MLS, like maybe Kevin De Bruyne? Yeah, I think Kevin De Bruyne is destined to go to Saudi. I think he's going to chase the bag. He's going to take the money and run with it, which you can't blame him. I mean, they're going to offer him like what, 100, $200 million a year. I mean, we probably all would take that money too, even if Saudi sucks to live in. But I think that they're talking to some people. Now, you have to keep in mind, Leagues Cup, I'm sorry, Copa America and Euros really has delayed things because everybody was so focused on the tournament. A lot of teams and a lot of players were waiting until after that has happened to really work on their next move. That's why the Griezmann thing is kind of delayed, why you're just now hearing about it several weeks later, because a lot of players wanted to take a break afterwards and just kind of like relax, chill with their family. It's a short summer for them, right? After the season just ended, the league season, then going right into the tournament. So I think that we're going to see things really ramp up here in August, and there should be some surprise signings. The MLS transfer window doesn't close until September, I want to say. So we should see some more movement, and it'll be interesting to see what happens on that front. I'm sure there's going to be some more signings. Atlanta just announced the signing of that. The Russian international player, they just announced his signing, yesterday, which was really good signing. I mean, he's, I think he's 28 years old, and they paid like $16-17 million for him. That's really good. Really good.
A lot more discipline this opening half hour and the last game against Chivas. They haven't seen as many forays forward on that left-hand side. He's allowed that space for Pellegrino and for Hernan Lopez to really trip into that left channel. But I would say that
Erling Haaland, Tim Less, real no, yeah, maybe in 10 years. It'll be interesting to see who is going to be the first player to go out on a limb and come to MLS in their prime. And I mean, not 30. I'm talking about who's going to be like the first big name player in history to say, I'm going to MLS at 25 years old. Like I'm curious to see who that ends up being, because, I did that video the other day about the most impactful signings in MLS history. I had Messi and Beckham on the list. You guys can watch it if you want, but debatable between those two. But the guy who comes here at 24 years old, that's going to be a huge difference. That's like saying, hey, this is the league. This is the league of choice. I'm coming here in the prime of my career. That would literally be like Vinny saying, hey, Madrid, I'm good. I'm gonna go to MLS and check it out.
passing sequences here and good movement without from a San Jose standpoint. If it ends with that challenge, the deflected shot.
He was never really a pace merchant either. Usually athletic players have slightly shorter careers than these. Yeah, I agree. In 10 years, he's early on. 10 years, squad. I don't think so. Hey, Zlatan, he's the clone of Zlatan, right? He might be. He'll end up being better than Zlatan. Honestly, Holland will be. Um, I think he will be fine in 10 years. He'll be what 20? No, 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 no. What am I saying? 20. He'll be 34 in 10 years. Who knows? He might come at 30. He might come in like 6 years. Maybe like after like the 2020 or the 2030 World Cup. Holland might come. Lamine Yamal. Yeah, that'd be nice, right? Yamal to the Galaxy is an EAFC manager career mode dream. Yeah, I'm sure many of us have, seen what that would look like. Mbappe to LAFC. That's sort of applicable to Puig, but he came way before his peak. People were just surprised he came so young. He's probably going to move on when he peaks. Yeah, the thing with Puig though is he's not really that what I'm talking about with star player though. I'm talking about like a Vinny or a Rodrigo or a Phil Foden, someone like that, someone that's that quality coming here when they are playing at a high level and saying, I'm going to MLS. That's what I'm talking about. Who's going to be the first guy to do that? Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo's he's washed. He's done. I honestly thought at one time that him playing in MLS was a better possibility than Messi. Like the chances were higher. I honestly thought Ronaldo was destined for the Galaxy. I think a lot of us did. 10 years, 10 years is not 20 until a player that good comes to MLS. Ronaldo Jr. LA Galaxy 2033. Is he any good? Hopefully, my kids will grow up with MLS being a top five league. Yeah, I mean, top five league is it's a possibility one day, but they're gonna have to do a lot of changes for that to happen. If MLS got together, got their shit together, and actually did the necessary changes, they could be a top, you know, 7 to 8 league by 2026 if they were willing to spend the money necessary to do it. This game's going to penalties, isn't it? This is going to be a scoreless game, right? Yeah, when his suspension ends in what 2 years? Be interested to see if there's any more French national team players that come to MLS, though, because obviously they're building a French national team light with LAFC. Adam says, I'm tired of people always talking about potential of MLS instead of just making it happen. We're sleepwalking to the World Cup. 100%, man. It's like we're stuck. We're like yelling at a wall. You know, we all the fans know what the league needs to do to get where it needs to be, except for the league. And I think they're going to miss out on the opportunity in 2026, which is the most important year. We know this. It's been well documented. I've said it. Many people have said it. Most important year in soccer history in this country. Feels like we're just going to sleepwalk and we're going to miss out on the best opportunity we've had to grow the game and grow this league and the sport in general in this country. Oh, Golasso. Oh, my God. You guys see that? Fagundes with a banger. Wow. Diego Fagundes. What a goal. Hope you guys saw that. Wow. Jeez. Diego Fagundes. Let's see. Was it a curl? It was a curler, right? Yep. Wow, what a goal. What a goal. Diego Fagundes. What an underrated pickup from the Galaxy last year. I mentioned this earlier, but the LA Galaxy are undefeated this season when Diego Fagundes starts for the LA Galaxy, they're undefeated this year. Straight up billionaires run the league, dump a billion between them and make it happen. Yeah, I agree. Go Lasso. Yeah, it's crazy goal. Absolutely disgusting. Edgar says, I truly don't think the US Federation wants soccer to grow. Niche sport equals more control. Yeah, but just think of all the money they could make. It's just crazy. This thing could be, the United States has so much potential in soccer. We don't even know what this thing could grow into. Look at Puig go. Fagundes. Oh, what a pass. Oh, close. Diego Fagundes is cooking, man. That was disgusting. Yep. Yeah, they got him. Well, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. Just it seems like a blur now. But they traded for, was it? I can't remember if it was last year. I just know that they traded for Diego Fagundes and Cerrillo and a couple other guys at the trade deadline to try to make a push for the playoffs. I want to say it was last year. I want to say it was. Yeah, it was last year. So they traded for Diego Fagundes last year, made a push for the playoffs, and had a very he's been a good acquisition for them. Fagundes. Patrick Mahomes to MLS make it happen. Yeah, I think he's a minority owner in the Sporting Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken. Needs to be a salary floor. Yeah, there. I mean, there needs to be increased salary cap and a salary floor so these teams spend more. 100%. You going to be watching the Olympics game nice and early? Absolutely not. Not going to be heartbroken. I'm not going to watch it tomorrow, honestly. At least that's not the plan right now. Could change, just depends. Probably not though, just to be honest. What time does it start tomorrow? Respect for Columbus for being beating two Mexico teams in a legit tournament. Yeah, I mean, Columbus has had the most impressive run I've seen for a domination wise, right? I mean, I'd say that they probably had the most impressive run of any MLS team. The only other one that would be close is Toronto FC back in 2018 when they beat Tigres, and I think they beat Club America as well. Do you do YouTube full time or do you work outside of this? I work outside of this. I'm doing this on the side, and hopefully by 2026 we can grow this big enough to where I could do something like this full time because I love making content for you guys, love talking MLS, and even though the league frustrates me, I still love it and would love to see it grow and try to do everything I can to help it grow. So 2026 is the goal. Hopefully by then we can get to a place where I could do something like this full time. What is the actual salary floor and cap? I really don't know the rules, make it so confusing. There isn't a salary cap floor, but there is the salary cap is like 5.5 million, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 5.6 million right now. Look it up real quick and see what it is. It's gradually going up each year, but not enough. Let's see. Okay, so the salary cap for the 2024 season is $5.4 million. $5.47 million, sorry. And that's for the first 20 roster spots. So that's the only thing that counts against the cap is the first 20, or essentially the highest paid 20 players on your team. Fagundes is a great player to have and constantly shows and gives 100%. Maybe not an elite player, but always has average rating or like a 6 or 7. Gives you moments like that. Yeah, Fagundes is the kind of guy that you would want on your team for a depth piece. He's great depth. I don't necessarily think you'd want him starting on your team every game, but he is a good depth player to have, and he definitely, he can give you goals like that and play in a tough spot for you. There's a minimum salary for senior players, but not total minimum cap. Yes, that is correct. I want to say that the minimum salary for a senior player is like 82,000. Maybe it's a little more than that now. Halftime, 1-0 LA Galaxy. Okay, so the minimum salary for a senior player is $89,000, and the minimum for a reserve player is $71,000. Can we see Miami possibly going far in their next CONCACAF Champions Cup if they qualify? Maybe. I don't know. It just they're gonna have to stay healthy, and I think they need a little bit more depth for their age. Last year I thought they had a really good chance of, or this year, excuse me, they had a chance of winning it, especially with adding Suarez and all these players they had, but didn't turn out the way it should have. Their defense looks to be better slowly. I don't know about that. I think their defense is still a huge liability, honestly. Me personally, I think it's a huge liability. But who knows if Messi will still be with them club? And oh yeah, he'll definitely be here in 2025. He'll be here in 2026. He's at least going to play through the World Cup cycle, and then after that, he'll be done. He'll play with Miami until 2026. I'd say he's got his deal is through 2020. Speaking of Messi, by the way, Lay's potato chips, no free shout outs. He he's his contract is through 2025, and he has a player option for 2026, which we expect him to accept, and he will play for Miami through 2026. Wouldn't be surprised if the LA Galaxy put some academy players out. San Jose has nothing to gain in the league, so they'll probably keep a strong team out. Yeah, possibly. I'd be curious to see. I talked about this earlier, but I'll be curious to see who the first U.S. men's national team star from the current team will be for to come to MLS. I'm wondering if it's going to be Pulisic, if it's going to be McKinney, if it's going to be Adams coming back. Who's going to be the first player for the national team to come back to MLS or come to MLS who's maybe never even played for MLS. I'm curious who that's probably going to be. Since you're working on it with the signing, so did Miami with the new CB.
Welcome to the Marlins halftime report, and is the sun about to set on San Jose's season?
Edgar says McDonald's McKinney probably. Yeah. McKinney's gotta get that diet in check, or not good. I honestly am glad he's not coming. It looks like. I think the first big star to come here is going to be Pulisic. Personally, I don't think Pulisic might go to Miami. Pulisic, there was talks that Pulisic will be the replacement for Messi when he leaves Miami. The next big, because that's the plan. They want Pulisic to come to MLS after the World Cup to capitalize on the World Cup momentum. They want the best player or the most popular player in U.S. men's national team history. Hell, he might be the best player in history by that time, but they want the most popular / possibly best U.S. men's national team player to come to MLS after the World Cup, capitalize on momentum, and see, try to get some of these casuals to come watch MLS and stick around. I feel like the DP slot should be increased, and you have to use one on defensive players. The MLS is fairly high scoring overall because teams don't really spend on defensive players. Yeah, but that's what the league wants. They want scoring. They don't want good defense. They want to see as many goals as possible because they think that that's what sells tickets and that's what people want to see. But I want goals earned. I don't just want goals given. I mean, shooting fish in a barrel, right? I mean, I want to see. That was such a beautiful goal by Fagundes. I want to see goals earned in MLS. I don't want to just see them stack the deck against the defenses and that's why they're scoring. I mean, I want to see them. I want to see good defense. I want to see good midfield. I want to see good goalkeeping. I want to see all of it good across the board. Personally, do you think Garber would make any significant big changes to salary cap or DP rules during his State of the Union speeches? No, I don't think so. I have no faith in him as a leader of this league. I think he's way past his prime, if he even had one. I think it's time for him to go. I think that we need a breath of fresh air. We need a new vision. We need a new voice. And I can't wait to see who replaces him because that's going to be the biggest deciding factor of where this league's going to go. And it just sucks because you read the articles I've shared on my Twitter account of when Don Garber saying he wanted MLS to be a top league in the world by 2022. Then he said we were going to be a top 5 league by 2026. We're not even close to that. These were his words. His words. Sorry, I'm about to share this Fagundes goal. Pulisic seems like a Philadelphia Union type of guy. I can go ahead and tell you that there's absolutely no way in hell that Christian Pulisic is playing for the Philadelphia Union. Like, no way in hell. The Philadelphia Union's record transfer fee was like $2.8 million. There's absolutely no way he will play for the Philadelphia Union. He will play for a big market team, a New York team, Miami, or an LA team. He will decide where he goes and who he plays for. There is no chance Pulisic is going to the Union. MLS should make a goal worth 6 points because American brains are too tiny to understand soccer. Yeah. Pulisic is going to be a top 3 set team in East or West, or he's not coming. Yeah, he gets to pick where he goes. Need to bring in Mexico national team stars. We make El Tri even worse and MLS better. Yeah. Yeah, you know what's crazy though is that they tried doing this numerous times and it just seems like no one cares. You know, like the Chucky Lozano signing for San Diego, you thought would be a bigger deal than what it was, especially because of how close San Diego is to like the southern border. And you know, there's a Liga MX team like 20 minutes away from San Diego. Not as big of a deal as you would think. Carlos Vela was, you know, a huge signing for LAFC. Didn't really have the effect you thought it would, or even Chicharito. Chicharito might be the most disappointing signing in MLS history, in my opinion. Honest to God, he might be the most disappointing signing in MLS history. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you like the video. I think we got 16 or 17 likes right now. And we also are like 30 subscribers away from 4,000 subscribers. We're so close. 30 subscribers from 4,000. That's a huge goal, especially in my first year of this channel. Really appreciate all the help and support you guys have given me. Make sure you share this with a friend, share the videos with a friend, get the word out. We'll be doing more live streams in the next couple days. We got one on the 3rd, which I think is Inter Miami game. And then I'm also going to be streaming the Chivas and LA Galaxy match on the 4th. So make sure you subscribe, like this video down below, share with a friend. The more the merrier. Let's grow the discussion. MLS should just let teams spend however they want, and we can become the Saudi League and just bring in big names by giving them money. Yeah, that's not going to happen, and that's not going to happen in our lifetime. That's not going to happen in our lifetime. We won't see that. Sadly, I mean, we don't need to be spending Saudi money anyways because Saudi has to spend that. By the way, 2 Messi jerseys. Kids are wearing Messi jerseys at the San Jose game, but we cannot afford to do that. And the only reason that they are doing that is because they have. That's the only way they're going to get these people there. Lozano will be big. We just can't tell yet because the team hasn't played yet. The stadium will be packed. Here's another thing, though, Adam. They don't even have a coach yet. I find it a big, big issue that teams are signing players without even having a coach. Shouldn't the coach be getting to pick what players are going to fit his system instead of just inheriting players? I mean, obviously, when a team fires a coach, they're inheriting players, right? That they didn't sign. But this is a team that's starting from ground zero. Like, they are starting from the bottom and building it up. Having a coach come in here and help build his own team would be nice. I don't know why they wouldn't let that happen, or give them the opportunity to do that, build their team. I don't know what the league itself needs to do to become more attractive or bigger. It just has to start spending. Like, it doesn't have to spend Saudi money, but it has to start spending more than what it's spending now. It has to be able to spend a little bit more money, not Saudi money, just more money than what they're spending right now.
Well, I've evolved. and it's all about sharks now. So for back to school, let's just focus on sharks and only sharks. And if it's not sharks, it's not for me.
Sometimes life is
Start including some free states in these contracts. The salary cap is a good thing, but it's too restrictive. Yeah, I agree. I mean, but look, here's the thing: the salary cap's not a bad thing. They need to raise it, obviously, but you know, the NFL has a salary cap and there's parity, but they spend 200. The NFL salary cap is like $230 million. $230 million. And here's what gives MLS parity. This is a key thing to remember. What gives MLS parity is the playoff system, because that means that any team can win it each year. That's the parity. Bad teams get a chance to win the MLS Cup, which is the most important trophy in MLS, because of the playoff system. That gives them the opportunity to win the major trophy. Imagine announcing Messi in 2019 before Miami even had any players. Yeah, I mean, could you imagine? Imagine announcing Messi, which Messi's the type of player you would do this, but imagine announcing Messi before you had a coach. Maybe switch to an overall team spending cap like the new Premier League rule instead of salary caps. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see how that. Be curious to see how that affects the Premier League. What happens with that? Be interesting to see. Have special quarterback rule for the salary. Have a soft cap like the NBA. There's several things that need to do differently. One of the biggest things I've been saying this for years now. They need to change the rules to where the DP status is only based on the salary, not what the transfer fee. Needs to only be about the salary. Because if you do that, you can buy a player for $10 million that makes $1 million a year, and then you can get several guys like that who will be TAM players. But instead, because of the rules, they're all DPs.
This is a game where they had a couple good runs, but this fan base deserves something. They deserve more. This is the building where San Jose haven't had too much success over the course of the season. But with this being your home city, you have to find a way to put chances away, and they'll need one early on in the second half.
So one man who didn't perform in front of goal in the first half was Amal Pellegrino. He had that big opportunity, Mo, that we talked about it as a save from Mitrovic, but you also said it's a miss, right? Because in that position, he should do better.
Yeah, and Pellegrino, he's done well to put himself into some dangerous positions. Now it's about taking that next step, and he does so well to stay by Maya Yoshida. But then this chance in the end, he's got to pick up the far post. Good pressure here, almost rewards himself. But Mitrovic was good off his line. That second chance where he skips by Maya Yoshida. Now he has a corner.
So I tweeted.
Should have been putting San Jose
Hold on one sec.
half ahead from Amal Pellegrino and the San Jose side.
And then Lopez over the ball, ready to get it underway. Lucas Marlowe, the match referee. Rose this whistle, and we are underway. And then Lopez passes the ball back for Yule. Here, place the blue and black attacking from left to right. Cali Classico.
I posted on Twitter or X, another bad night for Liga MX seems in League's Cup, ? They don't care about this tournament, it seems. Guy said, what actual facts do you have to make this assessment? And I said, their performance, playing their academy players, their effort, the coaches, the media saying they don't care in Mexico, you pick. By the way, the second half is underway. Biggest problem with MLS is that the owners, who are literally billionaires, are so risk adverse. Also, fan ownership is not allowed in MLS, unfortunately. Yeah, they would never. I mean, fan ownership is not allowed in any sport in America, at least the major sports. Look at that pace and dribbling. You see this by Peck? It's crazy, man. Absolutely insane. There's a lot of owners that want to start spending, but it's the original team's owners, aka the Crafts, that don't want to spend. Yeah, but the funny thing is that like there are a lot of teams that want to spend. But the funny thing is that all these teams that don't want to spend, it's not like it's going to hurt them because they can't get relegated. So how does it affect them? They're not going to get left behind. Like they can't. I mean, these teams that can. Oh, what a pass by Pooch! Can Oh, what a pass by Pooch! Paintsel can't finish. But what do they have to lose by allowing these teams to spend? It's just going to make them more money, but the interest. What about that pass by Pooch? Pooch is incredible. Probably the best passer in MLS, honestly. Peck has been fantastic this past month. Yeah, I mean, he's been incredible. He's been one of the best players, if not the best player in the league the past month. Depends on which LA team you support. If you're an LAFC fan, you'll say it's what a touch by Paintsel. Oh my God. If you're an LAFC fan, you'll say Bogusz has been the best player the last month. And if you're an LA Galaxy fan, you'll say Gabriel Pec's been the best player in the last month. I was out 100%. Now that you mentioned that, it makes even more no sense. Are you saying it makes even less sense that they don't spend now that I say that? I think they sold this false narrative that they have to keep parity, like, or oh, we can't spend, it'll ruin the league. But it's like, dude, your team's already spending already. They're not winning MLS Cups. You're not getting relegated. You'll be in MLS for eternity. So it doesn't really affect you. It's going to make you more money to have great teams. Like Luton Town this year, right? They were terrible in the Premier League. How much money did they make, though? I mean, we all knew they weren't going to win the Premier League. But how much money did they make this year? See what the revenue was. Just curious. How much does each team? Let's see. Hmm. It's hard being an LA Galaxy fan at El Trafico lately. Maybe. Yeah, it's not been good since the 4th of July game last year. Edgar says, yeah, I never thought about the fact that there's no risk with spending, no relegation to be scared of. Yeah, so what do you have to lose? It's just they sell you that, oh, we can't. And not to mention, Edgar, even if your team is bad, like just say you're a 16th place team, right? You still make the playoffs. You have a chance to make you're going to make money and you're going to get a chance to slay the giant. So it like the whole narrative that they can't spend because of parity is complete BS. There's no relegation and there's a playoff format. There's your parity right there. Playoff format parity. NFL has a $230 million salary cap. When's the last time a team repeated besides the Chiefs? Before the Chiefs, what was the last NFL team to repeat the Super Bowl? By the way, the Chiefs are not a big market, and they just won the Super Bowl 2 times in a row. In addition to the parachute payments, yeah. Imagine your team is bad like my Chicago Fire. Yeah. Yeah, the Chicago Fire's got a lot of issues. They need to honestly probably sell the team. Haven't really had that great of a season since 2017, if I'm not mistaken, with Nikolic and Schweinsteiger, and I think Frankowski was after that actually. But Nikolic and Schweinsteiger and Dax McCarty, I think Janino played there for a little bit, and Kappelhoff. They were a pretty good team. Hiring Frank was a disaster. Chicago Fire actually treated me pretty nice, so they sent me a kit in the mail, sent me a jersey, which was nice of them to do. It's a structural problem. The NBA has a similar issues, which is why they expanded the playoffs and introduced the middle of the league tournament. Yeah. Supposedly, Chicago Fire want to build a new soccer-specific stadium with private funding. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, but are they going to actually be able to build it in the city, though? Or are they going to have another bridge situation where it's like, what, 45 minutes from downtown? That's what I'm curious about. Will they be able to build a downtown stadium or somewhat close to downtown? Because the Bears are building a new stadium, right? They were going to renovate Soldier Field, but they're just going to build a new stadium, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong though. LAFC just posted a video 20 minutes ago of Olivier Giroud finally showing up to LAFC. He has officially arrived. You know what's interesting too is the LA Galaxy have built their team different than they traditionally do. Like they don't have any stars on their team, like as far as stars prior to coming to MLS. Building their team with a bunch of guys who don't necessarily aren't household names, and they're in first place. It's nice to see the Galaxy build it more in the modern MLS fashion and sign these players and let them build a name for themselves with the team. You're so right about the fact that the parity exists in the MLS because of the playoffs, because it's the same in the Dutch league, just like they just compare the parity of the Dutch league to the rest of Europe. Yep. Roller says, everybody don't forget about the free jersey giveaway. Yes, guys, we are doing a partnership with World Soccer Shop. We're doing a jersey giveaway tomorrow. We are announcing around 2 to 3 o'clock Eastern time. In order to win, you have to retweet the post which I will I'll retweet that on my X account here in the next few seconds. You got to retweet the post, follow me, follow World Soccer Shop on Twitter, and also post a screenshot that you're subscribed to the channel. And that's how you qualify. You will be winning a free Inter Miami Messi home kit. We will be announcing that tomorrow. Also, like the show, share with a friend. We are 30 subscribers away from 4,000. Huge deal. Going to try to hit 7,500 by the end of the year. That's my personal goal. We'll see if we were able to reach it. These streams have been really fun. I've enjoyed watching them with you guys. A lot of you guys are return viewers with me. Really appreciate the support. And we're going to be doing a lot more streams, especially during Leagues Cup. And then we'll be doing some more streams, especially during the MLS playoffs. Edgar says, I personally only go to Bridgeview games, boycotting Soldier Field games for the Fire. So stupid when you have a decent soccer specific stadium. Do they still play at Bridgeview though? Like, was there rumors that they were going to start playing games there again? Or are they still only playing games at Soldier Field? Bowler says there's a lot of people in the stream. I saw it get up to like close to 30 at one point. You should put a pin. You should pin the link to the tweet. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that right now. I didn't even know you could do that, honestly. Still figuring out this live stream thing. This is actually my second live stream I've done by myself. Normally, Danny Solana of This Is Football, co-host these with me, but I figured I'd do some by myself, right? You can't always expect to have someone, stream with you, so you're gonna have to do some of these on your own. Find this tweet real quick, and we'll pin this tweet. Really enjoy doing these with you guys. So these are always fun to watch games with other people. Have you guys ask any questions you have. All right, let's see. Let's try to pin this. Okay, I tweeted the link to the tweet for the jersey competition. Got the link right here for the jersey giveaway. Didn't see an option to pin it though, Roller, so I'll have to figure out how to do that next time. I didn't see a way to pin that. Chivas is going to get grouped. Yeah, maybe if the Galaxy can beat them, then yeah, they're definitely going to get grouped, which is crazy, right? Because Chivas is obviously one of the big clubs in Mexico. That would be crazy. Yeah, Roller. It only says when I do the three dots, it says delete comment, put user in timeout, or ban user and delete their comments. Can't put myself in timeout, so. The Leagues Cup games are at Bridgeview for the Fire. That's crazy, especially because they abandoned the stadium. That's absolutely crazy. What was Fagundes' injury? It looked like he hurt his foot. I think he hurt his foot. That character growth. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not. I could favorite the tweet or the post, but yeah, I can't pin the tweet. Maybe I can pin it after maybe I can pin it after the game and when the video is posted. Maybe I could do it then. It's hilarious that people can't even fathom why Mexican teams would flop in the tournament. Yeah, I know, right? Angel streaming on your own. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's obviously a little bit different because talking by yourself is definitely different than talking with someone else. But you guys make it easy because you guys have great questions and great conversations. So it's always fun chatting with you guys. And I can honestly say you guys make this fun and easy for me to do. And I love doing it. This has been very fun. It's always fun to stream with you guys. Hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. What do you think the final score is of this game? Probably. I could see it being like 2-1. I think the San Jose could sneak a goal in, and then maybe the Galaxy pull one back. Galaxy's defense is very vulnerable, so you can't ever count on them to get a shutout. Went to a Fire versus America last year, and it was a mess. I didn't get in until the second half. That game was 100% needed to be at Soldier Field. America packs games. Yeah, that's crazy. Why would they have a game? Isn't there like a huge Mexican population in Chicago? Why would they play that at Bridgeview, especially Club America? That would you would think they would sell that stadium out. It's crazy. I was looking at the schedule to see what other games I could stream in the next couple weeks or next couple days. I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to stream again until Saturday when there's games on tomorrow, but I'm probably going to take a break. I'm going to stream again, like I said, on Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern time, Tigres versus Inter Miami. Now, I think Danny will probably be on that one with me. He'll probably come in at least and say hey and stop by for a minute. And God, if I had the energy, I would do two. I would do two streams in. Two streams a day, but that's a little difficult. That's a tough sell. That's a lot. It's fun, but that's a lot, especially because these streams normally go like 2 hours. Hour 44 minutes so far. We're definitely gonna be streaming more games over in the round of 32, the knockout round, because that's gonna be interesting to see what happens. The level of arrogance they had to think America wouldn't pack Soldier Field was baffling to me. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that should be a slam dunk to pack the stadium. Like easy. People would drive to go watch that play because Club America's got a huge fan base in the US. I heard the FIFA Players Union is trying to cancel the Club World Cup. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That would, because it's being hosted here next year. Now, that's a good question, too. I wonder if, so there's going to be several teams from CONCACAF that's going to be in the Club World Cup. I'm wondering how they're going to determine how many players or teams are going to be in the CONCACAF and how they're, I think maybe someone who wins this tournament qualifies. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think the winner of this might qualify for the FIFA Club World Cup. Could be wrong, though. Next season, we need to focus on a solid defensive partnership. Our fullback solid, but we don't have consistent center back partnership. I'm assuming that you're a Galaxy fan. You're obviously watching a Galaxy stream with me, but I'm assuming you're talking about the Galaxy. Genuinely curious why you can't pin the message. It's actually caught my mind. Yeah, well, if you find out, let me know. I'll definitely get that pinned. You have to allow access to permission to pin messages in your channel settings. Interesting. Yeah, I'll try to do that next stream, even though the giveaway is tomorrow. It's something. Appreciate you looking that up for me. FIFA should try to do a club confederations instead. Interesting. Gotta allow the access permission. Okay, you told me that. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Follow me on Ooh, Peck. Fell down. I would assume most of you guys also follow me on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. Getting close to 27,000 followers on Twitter, which is nice. It's crazy to think. What are the real odds that Griezmann is coming to LAFC? Like, how do you know? Well, I have a lot of friends connected to LAFC. I know a lot of people. Nick Chastain of the Voices of Black and Gold is probably the most well-connected person that I personally know with LAFC. And he says that he thinks it's an 80% chance, 85% chance to happen this summer. And the reason why I think it's definitely going to happen, because he wants to be here. He wants to be in America. He wants to be in LA. He's really good friends with Carlos Vela, even though he's not playing there anymore. And I think he wants to play with Giroud and he wants to play with Lloris. I saw your post about Puja's rocket to goalkeeper's face, so I came over here. But I appreciate you coming, man. 100%. Glad that Yarbrough's all right, too. I mean, that was a powerful kick straight to the jaw. 85. Yeah, that's what he said. He is is plugged in as anyone I know. And if he says 85%, I take it as the gospel. I believe that's going to happen. And it's never been a question of if he's coming, it's when he's coming. And I think now's the time. Nick has said numerous times that Griezmann wants to go off or in his Atletico Madrid career on a high note. He wants to go out on top. He doesn't want to go out in a negative light where it's too late. And what better year to go off than the best season of his career at Atletico? I mean, that's about as good as it gets. Are you a bigger Galaxy or FC fan? I like them equally. I don't favor one or the other, which is crazy, I know, because these two teams hate each other so much. But I like every team in MLS equally. I don't have a fan. I'm not a fan of a club. I don't support any specific team in the league. The only teams I support are Barcelona. I do like Man City, and I like watching teams that play beautiful football. I don't discriminate. I like watching teams that play beautiful brands of football. But if I had to pick one team, Barca is my team. That's my only team, my ride or die. I just want the league to grow, and maybe if it reaches where it can one day, then I'll settle down and pick a team. But I like LA Galaxy. I like LAFC exactly the same. I like San Jose exactly the same, even if they don't spend. I respect the Galaxy. The LA soccer scene is healthier when the Galaxy is competitive. El Trafico is the best thing to happen to MLS as far as rivalries. By far the biggest rivalry in MLS. You know, Portland, Seattle used to be, but it's really died down the last couple of years because Seattle hasn't been very good. Portland hasn't been very good. El Trafico is just a different level. It is by far the biggest and the best rivalry in Major League Soccer. LAFC has money. They can afford Griezmann. For sure, every team in the playoffs will be scared of them. Yeah, I mean, if they sign Griezmann, it's going to be the LAFC and Inter Miami most likely in the MLS Cup final, and that's going to be the craziest watch along you could possibly have. I can't wait to watch the MLS Cup final with you guys in a live stream. It's going to be very exciting. But if it's Inter Miami and LAFC, that's going to be a crazy game. That's going to be insane what kind of numbers that will do. That's going to be a huge, huge, huge game. Huge game. Ooh. Barca. I'm glad we both hurt that week after the second leg of the Champions League semi. That Araujo red card was the difference maker. Yeah. When do you think the signing of Griezmann would happen? It would have to be before the Liga starts and before MLS transfer window closes. So the MLS transfer window closes, or the roster freeze date, I want to say is like the middle of September. So I would expect this thing to, if it's going to happen, it's really going to ramp up the next couple weeks. Like the next 2 weeks are going to be very important. And I know that there's rumors about Julian Alvarez going to Atletico. And if that happens, it's for sure happening. But he's waiting till after the Olympics before he leaves Man City. If that happens. Something to keep an eye on. The Liga starts in September. Yeah. But the transfer window closes in August if I'm not mistaken, for La Liga. This transfer needs to start warming up. Yeah, listen, like I said earlier in the stream, with Copa America, with Euros, it really it delayed things about 3 to 4 weeks because players went straight from league play to the tournament. And then when the window opened, they were still in the tournament and they wanted a break after the tournament ended. So things should ramp up in the next couple weeks. Things should really start to ramp up. It's the only true derby in MLS. New York, Texas, Florida, and the Cascadia all need to take the Classico as an example of how to make market a derby. Exactly. Yeah. Or it cooks. Yep. Ooh, Bobase ties it up for San Jose. Do you see what I'm saying, though, about LA Galaxy's defense being leaky and how they just can't play a full 90 minutes where they don't give a goal up? They cannot play a consistent 90 minutes in the back four. Keep in mind my prediction, 2-1 Galaxy. San Jose had been knocking on the door, and also Bobasi had been struggling. I think he had one goal in like the last 13 matches or something crazy like that. Crazy. Also want to tell you guys this. I think I mentioned this earlier. I can't remember. I did an episode tonight or earlier today, 2 episodes with Max Bredos. One for the national team, one for MLS. I'll be dropping the MLS video with Max Bredos tomorrow, probably around noon. So keep an eye out keep an eye out for that video. Dropping a video with Max Bredos about MLS, just talking about a little bit about Leagues Cup, what he thinks they need to change, and just kind of like just a general consensus of what he thinks MLS is doing right now, the state of MLS. Ridiculous. You're right. It's going to penalties. It could, but I think that Galaxy could get one back. I really do. Open goal, but props for getting on target. No, the Serbian goalkeeper's in right now for the Galaxy, Misevic or something along those lines. Young Serbian goalkeeper. Mexican media trash Chivas for losing to the last place team in Major League Soccer. Yeah, no, it's embarrassing, honestly, when you think about it. Losing to the worst team in MLS. Why didn't they just start McCarthy knowing it could go to PKs? I guess they well, the plan is this the Serbian goalkeeper is supposed to be the goalkeeper of the future. And I think the plan was always to eventually integrate him into the starting 11 and make and eventually make him the starting goalkeeper. So I guess that they're just testing the waters and seeing if he's ready. They just recently bought him. McCarthy was never supposed to be the long-term answer for the Galaxy. Serious question. Watching Thiago Almada score and lead Argentina in the Olympics, I'm wondering if Atlanta should have waited till after the Olympics to sell him for more money. Here's the thing. I don't think they were going to sell him for more money. I mean, he won the World Cup with Argentina, and they didn't sell him after that. I know he didn't play much or at all, but they didn't sell him after that. And I think that Thiago Almada had a ceiling. He's not a player that his style you're just dying to buy in Major League Soccer. So I think that he had reached his ceiling in MLS for what he would sell for. So they were just ready to move on because he was disgruntled and he wanted to leave. He'd been wanting to leave for several years now. They obviously sold Giakoumakis. They were ready to move in a new direction. So I don't think that really would had made as big of a difference as you think it would have. Now selling Diego Gomez when they're Miami, $15 million, that's crazy. That's good business. Only spent $3 million on him last year. So 1 year later, think about this, guys. 1 year later, sell him for $15 million after paying $3 million for him. That is great business, and they could do more of this. They could have more teams selling players like that. They need to do more of that. Miguel has been a super sub this season, so they might get something. McCarthy isn't even bad. You talking about Miguel Berry? Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in Miguel Berry. Personally, I don't have a lot of faith in him. McCarthy isn't even bad though. No, he's not bad. It's just that this Serbian goalkeeper Misevic or whatever his name is, he is the heir apparent. He's the guy that they think can be the guy, and that's the whole plan. Is they want him to take over and win the starting job. Pretty standard to have a cup goalkeeper and a league big name goalkeeper. Yeah, Atlanta and Miami are doing good business. Yeah, they are. Bought for $3 million, went 5 times now. Yeah, but here's the thing. You can only convert up to $3 million max of the money you've made into general allocation money. So it sucks. Like I've said this numerous times, but Atlanta, close. Atlanta United can only convert $3 million of their 52. Let me repeat this: $52 million they made this summer off sales. They can only convert 3 million of that into GAM. So essentially, they have all this money that they can't spend throughout their entire roster. Imagine what a team you could build with $52 million. You could buy 10 players for 5 million each. That is insane. Think about how quick that, like, just doing that instead of saying, hey, we're going to spend 60 million a year in transfer fees. If you just say, hey, whatever you sell your players for, you can automatically invest that into players. Like, there's no limitation. That is how you build the league up quick, and that incentivizes selling players. It's like a win-win. That is the way forward. That is the key. That is the move, in my opinion. I think McCarthy is a decent MLS starting level goalkeeper. If the Galaxy move from him, he can find another MLS team. Agreed? 100%. 100%. There's plenty of teams that could use a decent goalkeeper. He was good for LAFC when Crepeau was injured. I thought he was. Obviously, he was the MVP when he broke his leg in the MLS Cup final. Maybe it wasn't the final, but when he broke his leg in the playoffs, obviously he started in his place. And he's been very serviceable. I think he's a oh, Pooj close. That was close. I think that McCarthy is a average MLS starter, a very, very good backup. That's my opinion. Amy Martinez to MLS, yeah, I don't think that's happening anytime soon, maybe ever. Yes, he did. He won a cup with LAFC when Maxime Crepeau got hurt, broke his leg. Almost Pooge. He should have curved it. Yep. Oh, the Cerrillo? There's that. Wait, Delgado. Oh, Brugman. Hmm. Less than 6 minutes in regular time. About 5.5 minutes left. Don't know how much added time though there will be. Dude, what's your name? You should come to the MLS preseason games at the Empire Polo Grounds in Indio, California. You can get to see the game super close. The weather is fantastic. The backdrops of the mountains are amazing in Palm Springs. My name is Will. I don't know if any of you guys know that. I'm sure some of you guys do. My name is Will. Yeah, maybe come to California. The furthest I've ever been out west is I live in Tennessee. I don't know if you guys know that. I live in Tennessee. And the furthest west I've been was for my bachelor trip in 2021. I went to Las Vegas. It's the furthest west I've ever been. Looking like it could happen. I don't know. They could get a goal here, though. They like the late game specialties. We go every year. Carlos Vela came to me and signed my shirt last year. That's how you close you get. That's cool. I was actually in June. Me and my wife got invited to go to a Charlotte FC game against DC United. They took very good care of us. They gave us field passes. They gave us really good seats. Got to meet a couple players. It was very, very cool experience. LAF or Charlotte FC took very good care of me and my wife. I do plan on traveling a little more as time goes on, especially with this thing, ramping up a little bit. But, for like the MLS Cup final, I would rather watch it with you guys than go watch it in person, honestly. Looks like the San Jose are parking the bus, wanting this to go to penalties. Don't know if Galaxy will be able to get one back. Less than 3 minutes left. Looks like we're, plus stoppage time. So you are a Titans fan too. Yes, I am a huge Titans fan. Huge Titans fan. I normally wear Titans gear a lot of times. I'm actually wearing one of my MLS shirts with my Stitch badge. Looks pretty cool. But normally I wear. Oh, there we go. Miguel Berry 2-1. Did we call it? Did we call it? 2-1 Galaxy. I can see the future. What city are you in? What's your team? So I don't have an MLS team. I just like the league. I cover the teams neutrally, unbiased. Just call it like it is. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. And yeah, I don't have a team. I just enjoy the league and trying to help the league grow. Don't have a favorite MLS team. Streaming the final would go crazy. I'm definitely streaming this final, Leagues Cup final. Definitely streaming that, and definitely going to stream the MLS Cup final. 100%. We're going to stream several games in this tournament. What did I tell you? I told you, man. I told you San Jose was going to lose. I told you it's going to be 2-1 Galaxy. I called this. I can see it. I can see the future. I can feel it. Ricky Puig is the man. You did say that though. You did say Miguel Berry would score. You did call that for sure. You said he was a good super sub. I'll give you that. There's got to be a team that makes you more excited than others, though. Like, are you saying to watch? Yeah, of course. There's teams that make me more excited to watch, but I'm not a fan of them. Don't support Nashville FC. Yeah, I don't. I went to their inaugural match in 2020 with my wife against Atlanta United, but I don't have a team. I just like all the teams equally. I just cover it from a very neutral, unbiased point of view. I just never had a team. Never have, never will, probably. Like all teams equally. Dislike all teams equally as well. Realistically, it's been Miami, Galaxy, and LAFC for me. So, like you're talking about, fun to watch. I mean, yeah, I've watched every single Inter Miami match that Messi's played in, just because I'm curious, right? You can't take that for granted of how cool that is to watch him play. So I watch any Miami match. I normally watch every Miami match, but I definitely watch every Inter Miami match that Messi's playing in for sure. I'm a Barca fan. I have to. Yeah, but also teams I follow. Okay, so you're a fan of all 3 teams? Interesting. I've never heard of an LA Galaxy and LAFC fan. That is very interesting. If I had to choose between the LA teams, I would choose the Galaxy. Interesting. I just can't believe you like both of them, honestly. That's crazy. Unheard of. When they play, I honestly, I mean, I don't care who wins. I just want to see a good game. A lot of goals and a good game. Four minutes of stoppage time left. 2-1 LA Galaxy. Late goal to take the lead by Miguel Berry. Can make it 3-1. Oh, close. Hazel misses. I like Bouanga a lot. Hugo Lloris, but Galaxy have Puig, Peck. I already expressed I really liked McCarthy as a keeper. Yeah. Looks like the Galaxy got this in the bag. I'm signing off. I'll catch you your next watch along. Yeah, appreciate you for stopping by. Next watch along will be on Saturday, Inter Miami and Tigres. Hope you all will join for that one as well. $30 subscribers to 4,000 on YouTube. Crazy, crazy, crazy to think about. I remember when I hit my first 100, I thought that was such a big deal. 4,000 is, honestly, didn't even know if that would happen, to be honest with you guys, but thanks to your support and all the love you guys have shown, it's, a reality, and it's getting closer and closer. Hopefully we'll hit that either, tonight or tomorrow. We'll be able to hit 4,000 subscribers. I love my LAFC, but it's fun to watch Galaxy's killers, the P's, Puig, Paintsel, Peck. Yeah, they're fun to watch. 3 P's in a pod, DPs. Ooh, deflection. I'd make it 3-1. At the end of the day, I'm a Miami fan, though, just for Messi, but I've grown to like the team as a whole and the respective players equally. Yeah, what they were hoping for, hoping that Messi pulled you in, that you would stick around and support the team. Just curious what kind of team they could build if they were. Oh, they had paint so wide open. Pooch, what are you doing, man? Mane with the yellow card. It's been an interesting game tonight. I mean, it's not been not been the craziest game, but it hasn't been a bad game. I thought it was pretty entertaining. I don't know what you guys think, but I mean, the Galaxy were clearly the better team. San Jose had some opportunities. Honestly, LA probably could have won even more if they were able to finish some of their chances, like the rocket to Yarbrough's face. And there's the final whistle. San Jose loses. LA Galaxy win 2-1 at PayPal Park. So the LA Galaxy will advance in the Leagues Cup. It says they will advance, which is nice to see. Both LA teams will advance in the group stage. So that was a pretty good game, And like I said, we'll have another stream on for Inter Miami and the Tigres on Saturday, and then LA Galaxy and Chivas on Sunday. Before I go, I'll give you guys, final closing thoughts. Any questions you have, I'll stay on for maybe 5 more minutes. Any questions you have before I go? Any final thoughts? Last call. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Any final thoughts before we end the stream tonight? That was a decent game for sure. San Jose did better than I expected. I wonder if Chivas will take the next game seriously to avoid the embarrassment. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, they're already eliminated, I think, so probably not. Is Fisher the absolute worst? Fisher. Wait, who does the Galaxy face depending on their standings in the group? I'm not sure. I'll have to look and see what the deal is with that. Thank you, man. It's been fun watching along. Yeah, appreciate you coming out tonight. Always appreciate everyone coming and stopping by and having a good time. Is there a possible opponent out there yet? I don't know. I'll have to look and see what the update is. I think it's still too early. LA Galaxy won 2-1. Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah. I forgot that he owns the A's because they're trying to move him to Vegas, or maybe they've already officially announced that's happening. Yeah, I mean they're advancing, right? Beating Chivas, and then well, actually, I think there's a possibility that San Jose could still be eliminated, because if Chivas wins against the Galaxy, then they technically would advance past San Jose. They would have 3 points. San Jose has 2 points since they won on penalties. So, yeah, San Jose could still essentially be eliminated. Chivas still has a chance. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. Stream Saturday. Yes, stream Saturday. Tigres versus Inter Miami. I'll probably be doing that one by myself as well. Danny Solana will also probably be stopping by, but yes, I will be streaming the Inter Miami Tigres game on Saturday. Hope to see you guys there as well. Should be interesting to see what happens. Thanks. You're welcome. Glad you could stop by. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough one. I agree. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see what Tigres we see against Inter Miami. Be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys stopping by. It's been a fun night. I hope to see you guys on Saturday for Inter Miami and Tigres. There's going to be more streams. Probably going to be doing a lot of these by myself. I hope that's okay. I hope you guys enjoy these just as much when I'm doing them by myself. And I always appreciate the support. Got a video dropping tomorrow with Max Bredos. First video, it's an MLS video. So make sure you stay tuned and check that out. Dropping it at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So be on the lookout for that. With that, He says Pachuca's eliminated. I'll have to look and see. But with that, have a good night. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Until next time, I will see you all soon.